Hello guys and gals, Buffalo here. Thanks for joining me down here at the range today. I've got a little rifle I'd like to show you guys. This is a CZ Varmint MTR or Match Target Rifle, chambered in 22 LR. I bought this rifle back around the 1st of July, and I'm just now starting to show it some on the channel because I took my time choosing a scope and a rail, and haven't put a whole lot of rounds through it at this point. The wife and I have put about 600 rounds through it total, and the only ammo we've really shot through it is this SK Standard Plus. And the reason that's the only ammo we've really shot through it is because it really seems to like it. Haven't had to go out and try anything else in it just yet, but I will be experimenting with other ammos on down the road. But today this is what we'll be shooting, the Yellow Box SK. This rifle has a 20.5 inch heavy barrel with the typical 1:16 twist ratio that you'll see in most 22 rifles. Has a match cut chamber, supposedly cut to the minimum specs that they're allowed to cut it to. And you can tell it if you get every now and then you'll get a round that's a little bit out of spec, a little longer or whatever, and you can tell it's harder to close that bolt on it. So you can tell it's a really tight chamber. So if you get bulk pack ammo, cheaper ammunition, you're probably going to run into some of that, and which it's really not designed for that. It's a target rifle, but ammo like stingers and stuff like that have the longer case are not going to chamber in this rifle. But match grade ammo should do really well in it. Haven't shot any truly match grade ammo in it yet. That stuff's so expensive, and this stuff just shoots so well. Like I say, I haven't had the push to go out and spend the extra money on match grade ammo yet. So the 457 has a 60-degree bolt rotation, which is really nice. It gives us plenty of clearance here around the scope, the ocular lens of the scope. Some of the older rifles had a 90-degree rotation, really tight clearances between the scope and the bolt. This bolt, you can just feel quality. I know a lot of YouTubers say, well, this just feels quality, but you really can. You can feel the quality of this bolt. Check this thing out. It's got dual extractors. Really, really well made. Now it does have a push to fire style safety, so push it forward to fire, which is, you know, that's pretty much the standard over here in America. So glad that they went with that on this rifle. Turkish walnut stock. This stock is very nice, very, very fancy. Kind of wide under the forearm, makes it great for shooting off the bench. This palm swell on this thing just feels, I mean, it just feels nice. I know somebody trying to describe the way something feels on a video sometimes doesn't come across to the viewer at home, but to me this just feels like a great stock. It is pillar bedded to the action, so that certainly helps with the accuracy. Turkish walnut looks good on it. This checkering, I guess that's laser checkering. It appears to be the stippling, more of a stippling than a checkering. Looks great on the rifle and feels great. The barrel is free floated into this stock, so very, very nice rifle. The rifle is bone stock. I haven't done anything to it. It does have an adjustable trigger, and I adjusted that trigger all the way down. I haven't checked with a scale the pull weight, but it's a very clean and crisp trigger. We will check it with a scale before this video's over. For a pure bench rest rifle, it could be a little lighter, but for a utility rifle, if you're going to use it for other things, I plan on doing some other things with it. I got it mainly for punching paper, but I'm going to shoot some steel, use it to shoot steel with at longer ranges, and that's why I picked this base. It has an 11mm dovetail on it, but I got an adapter from Area 419, the scope base that converts it over to a Picatinny reel. And this thing is very nice. It has 15 MOA built into it. You can get it with 30 MOA of elevation built into it, but I figured 15 MOA would be plenty. So if I do get out and get to shoot this thing some at long range, I won't run out of elevation adjustment in my scope. Got a very nice bubble level built into the back of that base. Makes scope mounting much easier. You can put your bubble level there and know the gun is level. And also helps when I'm out here on the bench, I can glance down at that bubble and make sure I'm not canting the rifle too much. I was surprised actually at how much I was canting the rifle at first. But with that bubble level in here, I'm able to correct that. The rings are Vortex rings, and the scope is a Citron S2 36 power target scope. I chose that scope again primarily because I'm going to use this for punching paper and for long range on steel. Alright, so here's that trigger pull weight check I promised you earlier. I've got a spent case in the chamber. Don't like the dry fire or rim fire. I've talked to you guys about that before. So let's see. 2 pounds, 10 ounces. And that's as low as I can get it to go with the factory adjustment screw. I wanted to show you guys a few groups that my wife and I have shot with this rifle. These two are mine. I shot this one this morning actually. Just making sure the rifle was still zeroed. You can see I was a little bit low, but very good group. This is one I shot on August the 29th with that same ammo. Again, very good group. I was a little high that day. This is one that my wife shot yesterday. You guys that follow me on Facebook already saw these. I posted some pictures of her groups and of her shooting at the bench. But there's several here. She doesn't shoot all that much, guys. For somebody that don't shoot much, she shot some really good groups. I don't know how well that camera doesn't even look like it's picking that up. But she's got several on here. She was aiming at where the grid lines meet. She's got several on here that are under a ½ inch. I'm trying to see. I just don't think that camera is going to pick those up. But anyway, none of this matters. If I don't actually shoot the group on video, none of this matters anyway. So really, it don't matter if you can see it or not. But I'm going to set a target up at 50 yards. And when I say 50 yards, you guys know I'm talking about 50 yards from the front of the bench to the face of the target. And I'll use a laser rangefinder to set that up. And I always angle the camera in a manner that you can see me shooting and the target both in the same frame. Even though you can't see the target that well, you can see it. You can see that there's no funny business going on. Some channels I watch, I wonder. I mean, I'm not accusing them of funny business. I'm just they use their editing in such a way that you wonder, are they shooting at a target 50 yards away or 10 feet away? You can't tell by the way they're editing their videos. So I always try to make it where you can see the actual target while I'm shooting at it. Now what I do is I'll go ahead and put a second camera down range and zoom in on the target with that camera and bring it up on the screen where you guys can see my hits happening in real time. I like that. I think a lot of you guys have mentioned that you like it. So I'll try to fit that on the screen somewhere along with everything else that's going on. I'm also going to set the chronograph up this time so that you guys can see the velocities on this ammunition. It shoots it really well. I haven't shot it over the chronograph. This will be the first time. It's not match ammo, so it's probably going to have a little bit of deviation to it. But anyway, I'll go ahead and get that set up. That'll take a few minutes. Of course, you guys won't know it. I can go ahead and stop the camera now and get it set up. So, let's see what we can do here. And if any of you are wondering about the steel ringing, we've got the paper target set up just in front of a steel target. And if I don't pull this one, that'll be a pretty good group. Trying to watch my bubble level there and make sure that I'm not canting the rifle too much. I like it. I like it. Pretty good little group. Let's walk down and take a look. All right, so as you can see, that outer ring of the bullseye is 1 inch and this inner ring is 1/2 inch. So I shot a group well under a 1/2 inch. Now the paper's tore, so it looks a little bigger than what it actually is. And that's about as well as you can expect from any rifle shooting non-match ammo. Now, I don't want to mislead anybody. I shoot just as many 1 inch groups as I do 1/2 inch groups. But I don't go around showing the 1 inch groups off. That's just the way it works. I did want to capture a good group on camera, and I'm glad I was able to do that. Less than 3/8 of an inch from center to center of the outside 2 hits. I'll take that anytime. Like I said, that's good ammo, don't get me wrong, but you saw the variations in the velocity, so it's definitely not a match grade ammo. A match grade ammo will be more consistent than that. Really good group considering the ammo. So as you guys can see, this rifle performs very well right out of the box. At least to my expectations, it performs very well. It does come with one 5-round magazine. It's got your swivel studs. It's got 2 up front for a sling and a bipod, and of course you've got one back here in the back. The little rifle does have a 13 3/4 inch length of pull from the buttstock to the trigger, so it fits me very well. Just a great little rifle. If I have one complaint, it's a cosmetic complaint. If you look down the barrel, the gap, the barrel's free floated in there, but the gap is much wider on one side than it is the other. Not a big deal, doesn't affect anything. Just kind of looks a little weird. But that would be the only complaint that I would have with this rifle. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Revolver Guy over at dayattherange.com. Watching his videos kind of got me hankering for a 22 that I could punch paper with. And he's doing a deal over at dayattherange.com where it's a 22 call out challenge. I think I want to enter that with some groups from this rifle. After I've shot it a little bit, try a little bit more different ammunition in it and stuff. But I'll have a link to his channel in the description below this video. Go check him out. But for now, that's all I got. So I'll talk with you guys again soon.